this day in the city in which we live. Guide us this afternoon as we go to our city. In Christ's name.
Amen.
Amen. We're on a new format today, Zoom, I believe. So we're going to kind of slowly step through this as everyone becomes accustomed to what they need to do to be heard during our meeting. You do have the minutes from the special called work session of March 10th before you. I'll entertain a motion if we adopt those minutes.
So moved.
So moved.
I have a motion, okay, we're going to need to know.
Yes, clarify who, yes.
Clarify,
I've got-
do you know who?
Councilman Guillaume, the motion, Councilman DeBose is the second.
Okay, so the procedure here will be that you say your name and then make the motion. How about that?
Okay.
So you got this one though, correct? So we have a motion and a second. And all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. The next item are the minutes of the regular meeting on March the 10th. Do you have a motion?
Paul Guillaume making the motion.
Koritko, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, like sign. Okay, next is motion carried. The next is the minutes from the special call meeting on March the 18th, 2020. I'll entertain a motion.
Koritko makes a motion.
DeBose, second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. The next, the special call meeting of March 25th, 2018.
DeBose moves.
Seconded by Koritko.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. The next and final minutes are the special call meeting of April the 2nd, 2020. Is there a motion?
Paul Guillaume making the motion.
DeBose, second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Good.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda today are reports from boards and commissions. The first is appointment to Cultural Arts Commission. This is a replacement for Joanna Harvey. Appointment will expire June of 2021.
That's mine.
That's just Mr. Crickman. You have that?
Yes, Mrs. Brenda Jessel.
Okay. Is there a second?
Paul Guillaume second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to appoint Ms. Brenda Jessel to the Cultural Arts Commission. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Kripke. The next item on the agenda today there are 5 appointments that are actually the Newnan Youth Activities Commission. The first one, Mr. Alexander.
Pass that to the next meeting.
All right. The next is Mr. Koretko.
I'd like to renominate Miss Katie Frost.
Alexander, second.
All right, thank you. There's a motion and a second. We renominate Katie Frost to the Newnan Youth Activities Commission. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Thank you. The next is also Mr. Koretko for the Newnan Youth Activities Commission.
I'd like to place that on the next agenda. Still waiting for a call back. Thank you.
All right, and the next, Mr. Shell for the Newnan Youth Activities Commission.
I'm sorry, which person is it? I got 2.
Say that again.
You have Peyton Shellnut is there.
Peyton Shellnut.
Okay, yes, I want to appoint Peyton Shellnut.
Second.
Motion and a second, we reappoint Peyton Shellman to the Newnan Youth Activities Commission. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like
Next, I
sign.
want to reappoint Kirk Stallings to the Youth Activities Commission.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Shell. Motion and a second, we reappoint Kirk Stallings to the Newnan Youth Activities Commission. Any discussion? All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The next is mine on the Urban Redevelopment Agency, and I'll need to put that on the next agenda, please. And then the next is Mr. DeBose, Urban Redevelopment Agency.
Yes, if we could please put that on the next agenda.
Certainly, thank you. And then the next, Mr. Gilman.
I will, put that on the next agenda, please.
All right,
Thank you.
sir. Okay, Mr. Phillips, anything today?
No, sir, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Okay, I don't have anything today. Under new business, this is the first reinstatement and amendment of the ordinance for the taking of additional emergency measures and renewed declaration of the local state of emergency related to COVID-19 and for other purposes. This is the first reinstatement of this. It's before your on your agenda. Is there a motion?
Paul Guillaume makes a motion.
Motion. Is there a
DeBose, second.
second?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what we were doing. I couldn't hear well enough.
Okay, we're on under new business item I, Mr. Shell. This is the first reinstatement and amendment of an ordinance for the taking of additional emergency measures and renewed declaration.
Okay. Hey, I know what it is. That's fine.
Okay, I have a
Aye.
haven't called for the vote yet. I have a motion,
Oh,
have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion?
Just a quick question. If we could, just for the record, could either the city manager or assistant manager just state what what we're reinstating? And any
Yes,
changes thereof?
yeah, obviously, the reinstatement, and this is actually a follow-up from the governor's order and a reissue of the governor's order, that this actually does not address any of the shelter-in-place items that the governor's order, the business closures, et cetera. These are local measures that we have still retained the authority to address. And we have items, without going through the entire ordinance, let me get back up here to the, we restated the occupational tax suspension or the deadline, the downtown sanitation fees, which council had already taken action on. We do have in here some closure of city parks with some exceptions that relate to linear paths and sidewalk systems. We do have some delays in our municipal court hearings, delays or staying of a lot of our public hearings and our zoning actions. Also, we have an item that exists, some of our regulatory permits, such as our alcohol licensing, our renewals, and they're being stayed, and other ordinary measures that may become before the body is being stayed. So again, they are local items, Councilman Rico.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments on this? Mr. Phillips, we discussed the other day, moving forward with the rezoning and those things, that addresses this, correct?
We had some variances that have been sitting, that were filed, I think, Mr. Sears, in early, I can't believe they were filed in February. We have decided, and this ordinance addresses that, the Board of Appeals is going to hold a video teleconference to address those particular items, but other applications, once submitted, will be stayed until we come out of the state of emergency.
Wanted that in the record.
It is, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion or comments?
Oh, hold on.
Got a waiver.
Councilperson Jenkins. Should-
Ms. Jenkins, did you have a question or comment?
You're muted. I need to unmute so I can hear you.
We can hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am, we can hear you now.
No, I needed y'all to unmute. Thank you. I couldn't hear Cletus.
yeah, his is muted, but I could hear him just fine.
Just leave them unmuted.
Now you're mute. Now you're fine.
You were shown as muted on the screen for some reason.
Yeah, it shows muted.
Okay, I'm going to call the question then on this particular item. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. The next is item J under new business, a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply and accept if awarded a Georgia Transportation, Department of Transportation Roadside Enhancement and Beautification Council grant. This is for you. Is there a motion or?
Corritco, make the motion.
Paul Guillaume, second.
Motion and a second. We adopt the resolution as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to call the question. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number K under new business. This is a public hearing. This is an application for alcohol beverage license for Texas Roadhouse Holdings LLC, DBA Texas Roadhouse, retail on-premise pouring sales of distilled spirits, malt beverages, and wine for 1127 Highway East, 34 East. The reason is a new owner. I'll open a public hearing at this time and ask if anyone here or in the public would like to make comment regarding this application for alcohol beverage license. Seeing no one come forward, I'm going to close the public hearing at this time, and everything is in order, and we do have a letter from the applicant.
Yes, Mr.
stating-
Mayor, everything is in order. We have a letter from the applicant.
All right, thank you very much. I'll entertain a motion.
Karitko makes a motion.
Make a motion to approve, Alexander.
Do I have a second?
Second, Shell.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Thank you. Letter L, under new business. This is a consideration of a resolution committing matching funds to the city's FY 2020 Community Development Block Grant application and authorizing the mayor to execute all required documents on behalf of the city. Is there a motion?
Paul Guillaume makes a
So
motion.
moved.
Second, Shell.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
And just for the record, this is for up to a maximum of $60,000 for the city match.
That is as stated in the resolution, yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? I'll call the question. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Thank you. The next item on the agenda today is status reports. This is 280 West Washington, 18 Berry Avenue, 21 Berry Avenue, and 69 MLK Junior Drive. I don't think we have anything there to discuss.
No, sir.
This
No,
is for
no, sir.
information only. Under two items under this, the next item is item N under unfinished business, 280 West Washington Street, the owner update and request for extension.
Yes, sir. In consultation with our coworker, Matt Murray, the conversations have gone on between he and the property owner. As you may recall, the lady came to us and had a number of errors they were trying to work out as it's related to this property. The request is for a 180-day extension, and staff is supportive of that.
Is there a motion?
Karitko make the motion.
Guillaume, second. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? I'll call the question. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Motion carried. The next is item O under unfinished business, or letter O under unfinished business, 33 Hardaway Street. This is an owner update and an extension request. Mr. Craig?
Yes, sir. The same time period is being suggested by staff, 180-day extension.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Guillaume makes a motion.
Okay, I had a motion from
Second, Alexander.
Mr. Phillips. Ms. Jenkins made the motion.
Yes.
Second from Alexander. Okay. All right, any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Okay, motion carried. Under these items, this is something that I just would ask the council to consider this afternoon. Under these items where we have these code enforcement issues and extensions for request, I would suggest to council that until we get through this period where the meetings are not held, where the public can't attend, and these property owners can't attend, that we just go ahead and across the board extend whatever resolutions we have out until possibly the end of September, so that these individuals
I support that.
can continue to work on these houses and not be worried about having to come up here, go through this process. It's cumbersome at best, and to ask for an extension. Is there an issue?
I'll make that as a motion.
Okay.
And I'll second that, Karitko.
Okay, so
Can-
that, the motion then would be to extend any resolution, pending resolution that we have out there until September the 30th, 2020. Is that correct?
The 30th.
Yes.
30th.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Would it be unreasonable to ask for a progress report on these properties, or would that be too?
We'll still have the status.
All right, sorry.
Yes.
And any of them that are not secure or that have minor violations, are we going to handle them the same?
I think we're saying that, or the thought is that they don't even come before us until the beginning of
That is correct, Mr. Mayor. That a lot of the citations, the cases don't even make it to council, based upon the initial initiation from the code enforcement officer, they get repaired. So yes, we're still continuing today code enforcement issues. So yeah, when we come across the minor items, we'll still continue to try to work with property owners to get those addressed.
So that's what we would call an administrative,
Remedy? Yeah.
Well, we're taking this action today, and that's.
It's normal action.
yeah.
Correct.
And that includes, that part of that normal action includes them making sure it's secured and all that. correct?
Well, absolutely, but we can certainly make sure that the ones that we have in the line in front of council to make sure that they're secured where they need to be. Obviously, some of them are active construction, so we don't have to worry about the security of that one. It's the inactive ones that we become concerned about.
The only other question I have is, say, for instance, we have some that are, we've got in our system, not just because of building code violations, but things like keeping their yards cleaned up and securing the building, so that they're not dangers to the people that are around them. Will staff be able to still enforce those kinds of regulations?
I think the enforcement would certainly be a question since we suspended their hearings in front of council. Obviously, staff can still work with them to try to make as much progress as we can, but without the legal arm of the hearing, if someone refuses, I don't know if Mr. Sears would at that point allow us to go back into municipal court, but we've suspended municipal court. So we just got to work to do the best we can to get those property owners to try to cooperate during these times.
Sure. Okay, I do have a motion and a second. Any other question or comments regarding this issue? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Okay, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the end of the regular. We had nothing under visitors? Nope, we don't have anything under visitors. So if there's nothing else to come for us, I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Karika makes the motion.
So moved, Alexander.
Okay, I have a motion. There were two motions. Do I have a second?
Second, DeBose.
All right, a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like
Aye.
sign. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. The meeting is adjourned.
Gentlemen.